everyone. Welcome to Business is a Chat. I'm your host, Mulesh. So, Business is a Chat is actually an initiative that I started because I wanted to find out about entrepreneurship, business, and it was just a learning experience for me from learning from other entrepreneurs. So, it's basically where we also network, we learn from each other, and we help each other, and hopefully, we may utilize each other's services. So, I don't like to talk a lot. I like to give my panelists the platform. So we're gonna have two sections where we talk about we get to know the entrepreneur, and then we're gonna be discussing the topic um at hand. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my first guest speaker. Tando, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us a
Um,
bit about your business?
my name is Tando um, founder in many trading and projects. I am in construction, horticulture, and arboriculture. Two terms I will explain further as we go into conversation. And I've been in business. And yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you so much. Troy, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Troy Mpazima. I'm a co-founder of MVN IT Solution and Medical. I've been in business for the past 7 years, but I'll also explain further on my responsibilities and what I do as we go by. Thank you.
Can't hear you, Mo.
Sorry. I've been on mute. So I think Khadi also got his network in it, but we'll continue. Oh, I think she's back. Khadi Ushap, no. Uh, okay. I think her network is delayed, but I'll get back to her. So I want you
She
guys
has
to tell us what. Uh,
major delay from Khadi. So she only
from
responds much later. Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'll do once we finish with the first question and we give her a chance, I will kind of like forward the answer. Ooh, excuse me about that. But anyway, let's just continue for now. So,
Which car are they stealing?
oh my God, guys, I'm sorry about this. So, guys, I want to know what inspired your business idea. Why did you decide to get into that specific field you're in? Tando, you up?
Okay. Now, personally, I had an interest in growing up. Um, what inspired someone that was very close to me, who was in construction, um, without any educational background, to support winning. And um, I thought if you could do it, so can I. And anything. It was just taking a chance. It wasn't anything that deep. Or maybe, hey, I grew up and no, I saw someone do it and I thought, if he can, so can I. Tapped into it, but it didn't start immediately like construction. I started with K's Capital to go into construction. So yeah.
Okay, can you share a bit some of the responsibility and what are your roles in your business?
Okay, I'm the founder and managing director of KPN Trading, and role is good. Now I hit everything, operations, marketing, and every other aspect of the business. The reason that I made sure within the first I hit all these divisions was to be able to make sure I know the ins and out of my anybody to run it for me. That way, or any services or anything. So I do the marketing, I find the work, I then hire, I outsource. If it's a skill within the company already, then we outsource. We get professionals in that field. I like being on site, so I will do operations depending on the magnitude of the project, obviously. And then horticulture. Arboriculture is the maintenance and cutting down of horticulture is the maintenance and removal of grass clippings. Both fields are male dominated, but now I like to be actively involved because of physical strength. I am limited in some way of the running and the pointing and giving direction and hands-on.
Okay, thank you so much. O strong with Tando. Yo, nka tlhakafala fa. Try, try up next. Are you ready?
Hi, Malesh. Hi, everybody. On my side, on the industry that I'm in, I'm on the IT and healthcare sector, in which to me it's one of the easiest things that it was difficult at first, but once I get to establish the field that I'm in now, it became easy. First of all, the difficult part that I ever came across was that because it's white dominated, it's a bit difficult for us African. Sorry if I'm putting it on a color base and stuff like that, but it was a bit difficult for us to be able to enter the field. I'll give you a more of an example. As a technician, if I have to go like in a netcare hospital, fix one of the ultrasound machine or anesthetic, I have to prove my qualifications and all that. Whereas the other culture, they just walk in, they trust them that they're a bit good in what they do. But for us, it was a bit difficult for me to enter this field. But in a way, I'm loving the field because it's got challenges. My plan as well is to get youngsters out there to not only focus on IT, there are other fields that you can focus on and which can make you money, tons and tons of money at the end of the day. But it's one of the things that we need to just teach our young kids or our young generation that are coming behind us.
So, what inspired you to become an IT a technician?
Uh, it inspired me from an early age. They used to call me. There's one old man that actually still alive now that calls me MacGyver. Meaningly, I was good in doing technical challenges things, and I was good in liking things about technology. So
Okay.
me fixing kettles, TVs, breaking them at home, the radio. I don't know how many I've broken down, how many I've fixed, but it
Yeah.
started from that from that end for me to be able to get into where I am and to love what I do. More like if I can put it this way, I love challenges. My brain love challenges in anything that we can do. So if it doesn't
Uh,
challenge me, believe me, I become lazy.
and then so one of my questions that comes after the inspiration is talking about what obstacles did you confront at starting of your business journey? Can you share some of them and how did you overcome them?
First of all was discipline, and also to being punctual in what you do, and establishing the client base was one of the difficulties that I have to I came across. And how did I overcome them was taking time out and learning about being more into the professional or corporate of business, because I was, before I even started working on building my own company, HP, and I also work for a certain technology company. So understanding the background of how do you handle clients in the corporate side me to overcome this side. So I was able to overcome some of the strategies or some of the challenges that I will face.
All right, thank you, Troy. Tando, are you ready?
This is the challenges and how I overcame them, right?
Yeah, and even the current ones you might be facing.
Okay. In the beginning, I think I have to reiterate on what Troy said. Discipline,
Mm-hmm.
discipline financially, time wise, and in every other aspect that you can imagine, because I was not business trained. It was me just taking a shot at it. Financial difficulties as well, like having enough capital to be able to run a project, knowing how to place your capital, where to use it, when to use it, how to use it, how to make your money run longer, how to save for rainy days, building a clientele. Um, what other challenges? Also, I think as a female, one of the biggest challenges that I still face till today, because it's a male dominated industry, having to deal with males that think they can take advantage, more sexually, because you are a female and you are hungry for business, and they think they can just maybe, but tate a chance on that, which is a daily struggle to date.
Mm-hmm.
You wing it as you go, and I think um, one thing my dad once said to me, there's a deal while I was studying out more. There's a deal that I was meant to get, and I was hungry. I was very hungry for it, and the deal was worth, I think, something around 2.8 million. And
Mm-hmm.
this gentleman then said, "Okay, Sharp, I'll give you the deal." In everything was professional until we had to sign on the dotted line, and then he started being touchy and I was like, "Okay, uh, let me take five." I went home. I spoke to my dad about it, and he said to me, "How you start is how you'll finish."
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to start selling yourself to be able to get business, you must know, Khoda, once you started today, it's going to be an ongoing thing. And I think that was me learning my discipline in terms of, look, if it's for me, it's for me. If I need to fight for it, I'll fight for it. But am I willing to compromise myself to that level for it? No, I won't.
Wow.
So those are
That's
some of
really
the challenges, and it's the biggest struggle that I think a lot of, I don't know about men, but a lot of women in business face on a daily training.
especially when you are an entrepreneur, in a male dominated space. Um
100%.
and then
Well,
is there
just to
something
add on,
which you could have uh, short?
sorry, just to add on what Tando was saying, um, one of the difficulties that we came across is when you come across in other business sectors, there is this thing where they will use your BE company because you are an African. They will want to use your company to, like a BE, to benefit on something. They put you on the front picture, but they running the show back on the background. They controlling you. Basically, what you are just a puppet, if I can put it that way. That they will just to show people that we are doing this for BE black companies empowerment, but at the end of the day, they controlling you on how to do the things. They wouldn't give you all the rights to run it. So one of the things that I
Mm-hmm.
came across is certain big companies when they tendering, especially those other ones where they will just go in for money. They don't have passion for this. Um, I remember there was a time when I was installing an ICU, a neonatal ICU. So I had to install the whole central monitoring system and everything. But now the problem I had to face was that the company, because they are big, they are known and all that, they wanted to use me as their own, as like I'm working for them. While at that point, I'm establishing my own company, my own skills. Um, they didn't have the technicians who were capable of doing what we do, but them using us, it's one of these difficult things that we come across. So when Tando saying these things, it does the flashbacks because we guys, we yes, we do face certain areas where you get a woman who's empowered and who wants to give you a deal, but all of a suddenly, before you done the deal, you have to do some deeds and stuff. But in other way, what we face as guys mostly is in terms of financially. For me to get a business deal being operated or being running smoothly, you'll have to pop up a brown envelope and what because you need to prove yourself. But again, once you start popping up the brown envelope, um, you're gonna pop it up for the rest of your life. It's one of the
Yeah,
things
100.
that um, you need to discipline yourself with. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you go into it knowing, but again, prayer changes everything. That's what I trust most.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Troy. So, Tando,
My
uh,
network.
are you fine now?
Mo,
I can hear you.
Mo, ke a go utlwa ne, but the
Yeah.
network working. Can I exit and come back?
Okay. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. You can do that.
Yeah, because I'm
Okay, Troy. Then,
Yes, ma'am.
um, is there something you wish you did differently when you were starting your business?
Um, hmm. Uh, First of all, would be going to the right channels or to the right doors for financial assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I saying that? You will get the youth fund companies and stuff like that telling you that they will fund you with so much money and all that you will get whatever you want. But one of the things that is the fine print. They don't always put it up front with you. More especially once you inside, once you've signed the deal or when you already paying them back, they don't tell you about the fine print on the other things. So one of the other things, if I had my own financial stability, I would have never went to certain organization for assistance or for financial assistance ever.
So how did okay, but it's one of the questions that I'm going to ask. But let me just try and give Khadi a chance to introduce herself, and then we'll get back to the funding part. Khadi, are you ready? Khadi, we can't hear you. Yo. Okay, Troy,
Um,
while Kadi is still trying to check her settings there, how did you fund your business? How did you finance your business?
it was difficult at the beginning because I had to finance my business with my pay salary that I was getting from work.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think I had to work three jobs in order for me to be able to save up for my business, in order for me to be able to fund the requirements on my business.
Mm-hmm. No,
So
yeah.
it's one of those difficult things where you'll get an organization saying we can sponsor you and all that, but when you get there they will want an experience of 2 years, and in that moment of time I was just as fresh out of the box because I had this eager of opening a business. I had this
Mm-hmm.
thing of me seeing a 9 to 5 um, job was kind of taking my dreams away. It was more like I'm building somebody's dreams and my dreams are just standing by. And each and every time I would wake up and do that, but I'm making somebody happy and I'm not happy. So
Okay.
that was one of the other things.
Okay. There's a question for you, Troy, ne? But like before
Yes.
you I pose that question to you, ke batla go zama Kgadi gape, try to give her a chance. Kgadi, Kgadi, can you hear us? Kgadi ha kgone go rutla. Okay. Troy, the question here for you is, out of curiosity, what is an IT technician's dream level they could possibly want to reach?
Um, Dream levels. Um, I would say this way: you gotta dream big. Don't dream about you working in such and big companies like Microsoft or something like that, and your life is ending there. Don't dream about working for Google and then you think that your life should just depend on working for Google for the rest of your life. Um, your dream levels is for you to own actually an IT company that will be making Microsoft to be one of your clients or Google to be your client. That's your dream level that you should be having as a IT technician, according to my view.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Troy. Tando, are you ready?
Yeah, but can you please repeat the question because I've been in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the questions that I asked Troy was, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is there something you wish you could have done differently when you started off your business?
Honestly, no. I think with the little knowledge I had, inexperienced as I was, I think I did what I could with, and I have grown ever since. Maybe into the business, there were some bad choices here and there, but in the beginning, I don't think I've done different. Because had I done that different, I wouldn't be where currently.
Okay, there's a question for you, Tando. What does Tando do for a living?
Okay, so I'm going to. I'm assuming this person wasn't on.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
What Tando does for a living is Tando is the founder of KPN Trading and Projects. The biggest part of the company is construction and refurbishment. We also do arboriculture, and horticulture is the maintenance and cutting down of trees in and around horticulture is the maintenance and cutting of glass clippings in and around municipal areas.
Okay. I hope Nompumlelo got that. And then Troy was talking about finances there. So one of the questions that I also had in place is, how did you finance your business?
Financing my business, I started with catering. The reason I started is catering is cheap. Catering is easy. And I am catering for events or private catering. I was catering would cater for their meetings. So I would cater maybe 2-3 times a week. And on bad months, you'd cater once a week. So how it worked is there were companies, and then would all get a turn because the city would have class meetings on a weekly basis, which caters for about 35 people. Now, 5 to 40 people. No invoice about between 8 and 10. And you can imagine if you're invoicing for about 8 to 10,000 rand twice a week, that's Dijon is actually quite cheap if bought in bulk. So what they would ask, Dijon, 7 colors. So you can imagine, you buy a sack of potato, cater for a meeting of 35, that's going to pay you about 12,000 rand, 0.5 in expenses. So that's how I started raising capital when the opportunity came. Actually, Mo, it's just that I wanted to add in 20 was saying, in terms of the window dressing, they'll put you up there as while it's actually a white-owned company. I actually was forced to move out of catering. We were 100+ companies, and then by restructure the panel, then we had to bid to be able to, and then but they're only taking 15 companies into the new panel. Remember, of the 100 companies, say it's as small as we were, these 2 or 3 people have cater, which is once or twice a week, but to just 15 companies, and they angled it so that just that a lot of people didn't know at that time, but those 15 or 12 of those 15. However, when you go and you check the PEE, what no sipo chaba with a black person, I know a company like Sandwich Baron, it should go business like this, but they did qualify, and then and whatnot, window dress them and that's how we got out of catering 100 companies, which were feeding about families of 3 each. In a way, poverty alleviation, especially in the black community. They took that to 15 white-owned companies, window dressed as working as. So, but that's how I raised my capital into construction. But also with construction, the benefits of construction, especially trades. Let's say you get a job for 1 million, a project for 1 million, site establishment. So they'll give you 10% of the total to be able to run the project, at least material to start. So it's not that difficult.
Oh, okay. It's quite interesting. I didn't even know that part of business. Like, you can actually get kicked out because of obviously of the tabayada kala and all of that. So I just received a message from Khadi. So she, since Troy get technician, Troy, can you advise Khadi, because she says she can't find setting your sound.
Okay. What what
She's
what
using a
Windows
laptop.
is okay? Is she using a Chrome or Microsoft browser?
The problem is she can't. Oh, Chrome. Okay.
Chrome. Um, kindly on the bottom right of your sound, where there's a volume, you right click and open sound settings. There's bottom right next to the time and the date. There's a small icon that's got um, speaker. You right click on the speaker, then you open on sound settings. Open sound settings.
Okay. Tando, there's more questions for you, ne?
For me,
Yeah.
okay.
So, Mpumelelo, what advice would would give would they give to young people trying to make it, and at what age would we start making moves?
Should I go?
Yeah.
You,
Okay, let me
you
do
can
this.
start on
Okay.
this one, Tan. It's fine.
Personally, I would say start as soon as you can. As soon as a lot of documentation, filling in this, running around, marketing, getting this done, and that as you possibly can. Doing the rest of it.
Yeah, also advice would you give to younger people, and then what is the right age to start making moves? I think
You can even start while you are still in school. You don't have to wait to finish school, as young as you possibly can. And for me, I would also say, because a lot of people want to go into tendering. It's easy, but it's not as easy. But in terms of raising capital, easiest ways that you can raise capital, and how can I go start at an early age if you can, because there's more opportunity. The younger you are, the better. And then raise your capital. Also, once you've raised enough capital, open or start another business outside of tendering, which will give you maybe a cash flow or running with projects. You can get a project today, it runs for 6 months, you drive for another 6 months. So try and other avenues of making income other than tendering, because it's driven. Today, this is what's happening. Tomorrow, because of a certain act, or because all of a sudden you are out of work, or whatever the case is. So for now, start as early as you can, save as much, look into investing into other businesses. Uska para di work lab wari gonna go to construction. Get something e tlo kgonang ho kenyang 500 rand a day, just for the expense in a long way, and it makes a massive.
okay. Troy, do you wanna add on? Troy, do you wanna add on to
Okay.
that as well?
Okay. What advice would they give to young people trying to make it, and at what age should we start making more? Um, the age, that moment of age when you knew what you wanted to do, or what career do you wanted to choose. That's an age where you can start. It doesn't need you to start when you're 50. Doesn't need you to start when you think you're mature. As long as you got goals that you want to reach, as long as you've got a mindset that once you start something, you are willing to finish it. You're not gonna quit. That's the time when you can start. So going back when you on the things that you want to do, as much as you find the idea or what you're good at, that's a moment when you can start opening your own business. Now, advice that I can give to our upcoming generation that we are with, the best one that I can say is um, know what you want to do and act upon it. You can have ideas as long as you work with them, putting them on the pocket, you'll never succeed. But once you start implementing your ideas and putting them on action, that's when you now be able to know how good you are or how how strong you are in terms of having your own business. Running your own business is not just an it's not just an easy thing. It's not just an 8 to 5 kind of way where they will be able to give you money at the end of the day. Running your own business it's a challenge on its own. You gotta have your mindset that you know how to be strong when times need you to be strong.
Okay,
So
thank you. Okay,
it's not for the
uh,
fainted one.
it's not for the faint-hearted, right? Okay, before I move on with some of the questions that Nompumelelo has here, I just wanna quickly ask the questions that I have put in place, so we can move on to the topic because we spent so much time. And yeah, anyway, so Troy, what do you most enjoy about being an entrepreneur? Besides
Um,
besides making money, I know people challenge. Besides making money, what do you most enjoy?
for me, it's doing it's me building up a future for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's me leaving a legacy for my kids because what I'm doing or what I enjoy more, it's me building a picture for them, building a stability for them. Because I didn't have the privilege to start or having a family or parent who was able to push me or build something for me. I started everything from the scratch. So me building it from scratch so that they will be able to enjoy it in a later stage. It's what I enjoy because I have to build it with a solid minded. Then I'll be able to build something that's solid for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm
All
making
right,
sense.
I hear you. Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Troy. Tando, are you ready?
I'm ready. What do I enjoy most about it? No, I won't
Mm-hmm.
lie. Time management. I get to manage my own time. Um, I wake up when I want to. I I get to decide when I work, how I work. I can wake up at 2 a.m., work all the way till 6 a.m., and then sleep the entire day or go do whatever else I need to do. I get to be on site as and when I want to be. So, more than anything, I would say being in control of my time and not feeling like I am actually working because I'm doing what I love and I get to manage it and still have time for my son and still have time for the other things that I enjoy. Yeah, one. So for me now it's just time management.
Okay, and then
Mm.
how has your perspective of success changed over time?
This is to me.
Yes, yes.
My initially I thought success was um having money, having the house, having the cars, and. But I think more than anything, success now for me looks like being able to maintain and staying above water because ziyakhala mo, and just being able to survive and being able to not have an income for 6 months but still being able to survive. That's success. I won't even talk about houses in Serengeti or Eye of Africa. Success for me right now looks something like that. Just being able to stay, to keep your head above the water, because we are going through the most. Business is bad. Imali ayikho. Well, imali khona bayayitshontsha, but it's really really tough. So just keeping your head above the water, that's what success is to me. Being able to pay school fees, being able to do the basics, taking your child to the school that you want to take them to, being able to have extra help in the house, being able to have food in the fridge. That to me, that's being able to go at least once or twice on holiday, having access to money as and when you need it. It doesn't mean it must be in excess, but just having access to money as and when you need it, that's success for me.
All right, right, nice, 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 nice. Troy, are you there? Troy, are you there? Okay, he will respond. Abu, we've got some nice, engaging questions here. So I'm gonna go back. Nompumelo asked, ne, where and how did
Hey,
they get their
unompumelelo ubhizi
yo?
unompumelelo. Hayi, mayipheli idatha kanompumelelo. Ngeke. Mm.
Yo,
Mhm.
Tando nawambona nje.
Hayi, ngeke. Okay. Mm.
She asked where and how did they clientele?
Are you giving that to me?
Yeah, cause Tokyo.
Okay.
Nene.
Nah, I don't wanna lie. I've only worked with about 2, 3 private clients. We met and training in the tendering world, which obviously tendering is government based. So that is my clientele. My biggest client is the government. I work with the government for the government, and that's how do I get it? Something is advertised, you fill the document, you bid for it, you get the job. If you do, if you don't, you don't. So that is my one big client. I can't say, okay, we could say it's a couple of clients because it's different municipalities and whatnot, but government as a whole, that is my one big client.
Okay, Nompumelelo hle. There's this question. What's the best and effective way to launder money? Awuwa Nompumelelo.
Mm,
Okay, we're gonna skip that one.
please.
She also asked, what advice can you give someone who thinks they're not business minded?
I'm gonna be honest, Nemo.
Yeah.
Business is something else. I genuinely and truly believe not everyone is cut out for it. Just like not everyone is cut out for employment. There's people, you can take a successful running business. You can take a successful running business and put it at their feet and say, Kiye, I've been running it for 6 years. I'm handing it over to you. Kiye, this is how you run it, this is how you operate it. And they fail purely because they are not
Mm-hmm.
business minded and it's not their passion.
Yeah.
So if it's not your niche, it's not your niche. I don't want to lie. If it's not in you, it is not in you. There's people that are built for it. There's people that work hard to stay at it. Would I encourage people to get into business if you know ukuthi it's something that oyithandayo and you really don't mind working the odd hours, you really don't mind, and also be responsible enough futhi, in knowing ukuthi if you don't work, um 10 other families can starve. Bana might not go to school because when you decided to go to Konka and not pay the parents. So if you know you're not cut out for it, Ntasikhaya, I don't have any encouragement for you. Go look for employment.
Yeah, because gape, you people ba rata go start the business knowing that uh they don't have the business mindset, ne, number one. They doing it because ke bone Thando a etsa ne ke feel gore nka se ke impalle. And that's where
Mm,
the whole thing of why business at the first 18 months it fails, you know, because when as an individual actually you have to kind of like we dissect gore, do I possess all these qualities? you know, am I willing
100%.
to go educate myself enough to get the knowledge? Understand? Even I feel it starts with you as we introspect the whole. Do I have all these qualities? Am I willing to go the extra mile? And as it is, business it hard, because I'm also learning because I want to get into that space. And as it is, I'm still in my first phase. Mara, you understand? So at least once I go in, Mara, because I have a passion for it, I know I'm built for it to a certain extent. Because we come from a family orientated business, you know.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
and then waiting, since really go 45 minutes. I see started like a topic, Jesus.
Are you
Okay,
serious?
I'm for real. What hard? So, Troy,
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna
Sorry,
ask
man.
you those last questions, and we're just gonna dive into the topic, Guabo. At least if we can spend
Okay.
some time there because it's key. I asked Tando gore, has a perspective on success changed over time?
Um, yeah, I think for me it has changed just after the beginning of COVID, and also my success. I thought I'm gonna get it through the COVID because I was on the health sector, but in such an area where I am, or in an environment where I am, I had to face a lot of challenges during the COVID. But after I finished the COVID, I think everything started flowing as it should be. Being
Mm-hmm.
more perseverant, being um, more like discipline was one of the things that kept me to where I am right now, or to move me to where I am.
Okay,
Oh, is
okay,
that for
thank you.
Tando?
Yeah, so Tando, someone is asking, give me to me. Okay, please read my comment. So her comment is, Tando, can you hire me? um,
I've got a lot of I've got a lot of comments similar like that one, when somebody asks you that, can you hire them? First of all, out of us, when I'm with this one, basically I'm speaking of us African entrepreneurs. We would like to hire them, and we would like to see a generation changing every time. If somebody looks for a job, if we had an opportunity, we would hire them. But as far as finances, those are the other things that are putting us back. But we're not saying not now. We're not
mhm,
saying I'm not going to hire you now, but in future, when I'm able to secure your needs financially as an entrepreneur, I would love to hire you,
okay, all right. I
if I
hear you,
can
Troy.
put it that way.
So, okay, thank you, Troy. Um, Kadi, can you hear us? Are you audible? Yo, Kadi. Okay, okay. Let's just continue. Ne? Okay, I'm gonna read last question, and then we're moving on to the topic. Okay. Um, is it advisable to make a person who funds your business a business partner of yours? If yes, why? If no, why not? Who's gonna go first?
Um, you're saying what? Is it advisable to make a person who finds your business a business partner of yours? If yes, no. If yes, why? If not, okay. Can I answer that?
Okay.
No, no, no. By all means, no. I'll tell you why. One of the reason you people will enter on your company because they've seen the financial streams on the next coming future, how it's gonna be. And for them it's all about financials. But for
Mm-hmm.
you, it's about passion on what you want to build. For you, you've got the love and passion to do what you want to do. So for my side, it's a no. I've turned down so many. Yes, I regret it because the finance was there, but knowing the consequences of it, no. That's from my point of view.
And then Tando.
You see now, Troy is forcing us to tap into big English. Even our consequences, man, Troy.
Um,
Uh, is it advisable? Look, we, personally, people that fund your business, I wouldn't advise on making them part of your business. Let them be funders. Fund what you need to. Let's sign an agreement. I give you back whatever it is that you've invested back into the business. And more than anything, I would say any business woman or man should strive to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And if there's anyone you owe, rather owe the bank than having to owe umuntu omnyama or anybody on a personal level. So because once you owe someone, they think they have certain rights or they have certain powers that they can exercise over you in your own business, and it's still your business, but manje sewusebenzela omunye umuntu. And other people take advantage. I know with tendering mostly, you can get a project, but the project, the total value of the project, let's say for argument's sake, is 5 million. Bese udinge imali here and there, and then I go to Troy and I say, Troy, I need money, and then Troy says how much, and I'm like, okay, I've got a project, so. I need about 2.5 million ukuthi complete, and then Troy says, then ukuthi ngikunikeza imali, give me 60% of the project and you take 40. Then uyabona ukuthi kanjalo bakhona ukurobha abantu amabhizinisi wabo, and because people are hungry, they'll take those opportunities. Abanye, they'll give you money and then say interest yami 50%, so you give me 1 million and you want me to pay you 1.5 million. How much am I making? So try and limit ukuthi ufake ama-funders abe part of the business. But if you have to, do what you have to. But if kuyakhonakala, limit them as much as you possibly can, and learn financial discipline so that whatever money you get, ukhona ukuthi uzifande for the next project and to keep your company afloat. Yeah.
Thank you. I Tando. Batletse wena fanda. Kajeko.
Yo, wait. That's a whole.
So for Tando, what advice can you give someone who is interested in getting into into giving services to the government tendering?
What advice can I give to someone that is interested in going into tendering?
Interested in getting into giving services to the government.
Um,
Tendering.
what advice would I give to you? A bid. Don't go, there's this narrative, yoguti, you only get a job if you know someone. Someone like maybe bati ekurleni insite ba advertise for there's a road that needs to be Melegwa Kiwindlela is sprayed. It's a 10-kilometer road. It's worth say 9.5 million for 10 Ks. And then but if you know someone, then in mara maungazi muntu. But maungazi muntu, then you won't get it. It's a lie. Look, it does happen, but I would say bid. You don't know your lucky day. Ungayi ngokuthi wasbani or awasbani. If you qualify, if you compliance yako right, if you can put a document together and also people need to know Guti, once you submit for a certain tender and you don't get it, you have the right to go and say, can I get my document back? why did I not get awarded this? Especially for Ramatenda Wamapanel. Was it because of my compliance? Was it because of my pricing? Did I miss a page? Didn't I sign? Why was I not entering? Why didn't I get this particular job? So I would say bid as much as you possibly can. I know it can be very costly because you have to print documents. You run around certifier, and some people maybe hana allowance ya koloi or whatever it is, but bid as much as you can. The money that you spend into compiling a document versus the money that you get after you are awarded, it is worth every cent. And one other thing with tendering, in most cases, you don't even break even. Sometimes you get more than 130% of what you put in. It's worth it.
Right. Okay. So, like, the engagement is amazing. I love it. But I want us, like, I want us to talk about the topic. Okay, we won't take a deep dive into the topic, né?
Mo, what's
But
the topic here?
gender. Are we gonna talk about the entrena inequalities facing female entrepreneurs? Because one of the major components in it's the gender inequality, I guess, that women are facing and have to overcome, né? Because I get laws, culture, religions, and politics are built upon the patriarchal foundation of it. So women must work way up in the masculinity world, facing the stigma of it, né? And the discrimination. Wow. So and then my thing is, if ever the in the space Erling Moyone as entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs, if ever they could accept the fact that entrepreneurship is all about uh, the economic growth, ne? And it's not all about all these elements that come into play as a woman. I think things will work out better. But then, regardless, they've put in certain systems in place that are actually trying to protect women and give them provision, wabo. But then, you get people who are like, you have to sleep with them to get a specific tender, and then I want to, okay, you guys give me your experiences of the inequalities that you've 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 been faced with, or which you've witnessed. Wow, yeah,
Okay.
I made few pointers because some of them are social expectations, uh, access to finance, information and trading gaps, the lack of contact and access to social networks, which is a major one, because I feel like we as women are great access to all these clubs that network information, because information e dula e tla. Mara rona ba re kgaola ko ntle, okay, la bona. And as a working mom, entrepreneurial mom, you have to face the challenges of you have a responsibility as a parent, and you have to take care of home, and you want to be a successful entrepreneurial woman or career-driven woman. So I want to hear your views on that, and then we can just catch up with some of the questions, because people are interested in your views in what they want to know.
Okay.
So, okay, Tando, you're up next, and then Troy will come through. Oh, dipotso tse fa.
Okay. Hey, that was a very long question. You might have to touch on a few pointers that I might have missed. Nah? Okay, now personally, the inequalities that I can say I've witnessed or experienced is it's a man's world, and we just happen to exist or live in it.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be that way, but it's the reality of things. When you enter into a space that is male dominated, and they will make you feel it. The saddest part is that as women, we are influenced from ekaya, from our circles, our friendships and relations. Esinazo, uguti, a woman is expected to do certain things or to behave a certain way. As much as we downplay it, that has an impact and an effect. on how we are or how we view or how we level ourselves when it comes to business or entrepreneurship. The power women have is it's so immaculate when I'm all
Yeah.
if you are, and it's unfortunate Uguti, when men come into women's spaces, they're not expected to behave as women. They must still just be men. But Rona, when we come into their spaces, male dominated spaces, Bakchel Uguti, men up, and it's unfortunate, but you have to. I always say dress how you want to be addressed. You can't go and apply for umsebenzi uthi ufuna ukuba yi-stripper uze ufake ama-boots nebhokadi. You have to go there half naked, if not naked at all. We understand. So same applies as business. We might want to deny it as much as we want, but I can't go and show up at a professional meeting in a professional setup with 10 men and maybe 3 women. And then I am wearing iplausi, eliveze, cleavage, like I'm half naked. Ngazuti, I'm going to be auditioning to be a showgirl and still expect to be taken seriously. Yabona, you can call someone out. It's unfair. Ukuthi umuntu will judge based on that. But whether you care to admit it or not, it's a reality. Even Luena as a woman, there's times where you see a certain woman or a certain man dressed, or a person in general dressed a certain way, and you're like, which one is this one? You cannot be you can't expect me to sit down across the table from you and take you seriously. Business. You are wearing a skirt so short that your butt cheeks are showing. I want to hear what you have to say. Let me focus on you. I am a man, I'm human, nami I'm easily distracted. Susa ingondo yam lapho. Umuntu makathi makakudelela, akudelele because ke nonsense yena alinyona. But sometimes as women we expect the impossible. I don't want to lie to you. Sometimes as women we expect the impossible. Motho ba tloya go attend a briefing session, a apere skete sa jeans sa shorty, a dule ko front row, cross their legs, and they want to be addressed or taken seriously. Obviously, I'm gonna sexualize you. A gona gore ke diaparo tsa hao, your choice. No, it's not that type. Do you see doctors going into the ICU ba apere diqepe? No, you don't. Respect the profession that you are in. If you are a stripper, be a stripper. If you are in construction, wapara PPE appropriate. How better go bank? There's a certain way that you dress. So when it comes to business, especially privately owned businesses, women have that tendency. You will hear what I say, but you don't have to look at what I look like. And it doesn't work like that. So sometimes I feel like that also contributes to how we are treated as women in the business world or in society nje, because sifuna ukupusha envelope a bit too far. Umuntu makasweli into angayisho man. I'm professional, I'm here. I didn't make any sexual advances to convince you to give me the job. So why are you sexualizing me? Why, if I was a man, we probably would have said, okay, sharp, how are we going on this deal? 60-60, 40-40. But now, because of sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, sometimes women sexualize themselves, and because they'll get better favors, or it will make things easier for them. Troy, baby, go to a 50-50 deal, sharp. Mara because utando, gutiwa, okay, sharp, I'll give you 30%, and which hotel do I book us into? Yeah, one. And sometimes as women we contribute. What was the rest of your question? Mina angsa. It was long and nami pendule a bit lengthy. Mo?
You actually touched based on some of the aspects that I wanted to talk about, Wabo. And then okay, Erike fair toy chance, and then I'm gonna one of the elements I'm curious about. I will ask about it right now after toy feto Arab. And then I wanna give the viewers an opportunity to get answers to the questions, Wabo.
Kinompumelelo gape.
Sinompumelelo. Okay, one ke Banele le Bonginkosi. Okay, Troy, take it away.
Okay. On my side, guys, it's a lot to take in when you are a young entrepreneur, trying to show yourself or your skills for them to take you seriously. You have to have a level of discipline, knowing that if you are going for this business, you're going for it genuinely. If you're not gonna go genuinely and thinking you're gonna use your body structure, your well-being on getting clients, that's not gonna work, because you selling yourself shortly for long-term opportunities. For instance, you the way you dress on that day, on that interview, or on that business thing, or that deal that's gonna be going down, you need to show yourself that first of all you are capable of handling the work that they wanna give you. But you can't show yourself by wearing what clothes, as Tando was mentioning, just to attract. Whatever they can see from your point of view, they will see that this is not this is not a long term. It's just a short term of person. We can use them and take away whatever we want, and then leave them strip them of whatever they trying to produce. But now coming to an understanding part of this male and female gender thing, it's a deep topic that I wouldn't want to go and dwell in about it more, because it's gonna take the whole day, if I can put it that way. Because we also as guys, we're facing this similar situations where we go into a business
Mhm.
deal genuinely, and then you get those mama bomagogo, and they will say, yes, I can able to sign the deal for you, but to tell you the truth, um we need to talk before I sign the deal. Do
Mhm.
not, I repeat, do not. But because by doing that, you lowering your self-esteem. Take it, look at it like this. Um that business deal, if it was meant for you, it will come to you. If it was not meant for you, it will never come for you. You've chased at it by filling up the document and push everything the right way. If it was meant for you, if God wanted to grant you that deal, He would grant you genuinely, without having you to be stripped part of your self esteem so that you can have that deal. No. So, in everything that you do, again, pray about it, because that prayer will change you. Ask God in everything that you do to deliver the business deal that are genuinely going to grow you. In each and every business deal that you're going to be doing in delivering, make it a point that you go genuinely and ask, be wise when you want to go into it. So I'll, it will be really a good thing for you to discipline yourself when you're getting into such things.
Mhm. Okay. So Troy, ne, why is it difficult for women, ne, to be part of business which would help them build a network to grow businesses, finding customers, partners, and suppliers, and building connections? And it comes more naturally for women. You know, it seems as if women do not belong in these networks, and and why is that?
Um, can you mind? Do you mind repeating your question quickly?
So I'm
I
talking
missed
about
the
actually.
outro.
So actually, there are business networks which help build and grow your business, ne? But it seems as if women are not part of these networks. You know, they can't find proper connections to get suppliers, partnerships, and the likes. So why is that the case? Why le kwala banyana ko ntle?
I believe in this other thing they call perseverance.
Mm,
If you want something, you you'll push by all with your knowledge that you can have
Mm.
it,
Mm.
not by using your body, and by you pushing with every bit of knowledge that you have, you actually exposing yourself to get greater deals in what you do. I'll go again in this one of women that don't have access to much as us guys as we do, as they say.
Mm.
Lately, it has changed from that. Business
Mm.
deals are going to women at what sometimes, but now coming again, um, I will urge most of the young stars, women out there, when you genuinely interested in a business deal, get the disadvantage and advantages about it. Stop thinking about advantages or what would you do once you get that money or once you get that job and what. Go both ways, disadvantage and advantages. Make it a
Mm.
point that before you make that decision, your good advantages are on top and your disadvantages are on top. But write them down. If shit hits the fan, sorry to use that the French language, if it hits the fan, know how you're going to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Not just by saying you thought of, yes, I'm going to make this money and month end I'm going to be making 20K, 30K, 100K, whatever. Then you're going to be able to drive whatever G-Wagon you want to drive and all that. But knowing exactly that you're not capable of managing that, just for now, teach yourself one thing. What would you do if you went to get 10 million in your account right now? The first thing that you'll do, you're going to think of
Mm.
investing and all that. That should be something that you already have on your mind. You should already have a plan. If you are a business entrepreneur, before you even go in deeper, your mind should already have plans about finances when they're coming into you. What you're going to do about them.
Mhm.
the
Okay.
the most part is what you're gonna do about them. It's what you're gonna do about them that will sustain you, or that will make much more money than what you're getting. So your aim of that 10 million, how would you be able to make that 10 million to make you 100 million? That's your
Okay. So
aim mindset that you should have.
okay. Thank you so much. So there's a question for Mr. Troy and Ms. Tando. Have you ever went over the line just to win a tender or get a job?
I've been pushed so many times, more more in terms of testing my management skills of anger and your patience in everything, and your mindset in those projects that you want to go into.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Troy, I watched YT video of an IT specialist that robbed his company of 36 million. Is it easy to not get caught? I'm sure. Does money not tempt you?
Money tempts everybody.
Yeah.
Money tempts everybody, but it's the mindset that you have behind everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Every IT technician, they've watched all those movies because, quite frankly, all the movies about IT currently, they're about either you steal something that's worth money or you're stealing money. They're not showing the things about IT that's good without you stealing it, on how you
Mm-hmm.
making it without stealing. So yes, it does tempt you, but it's up to you whether you want to have money, free, having money, enjoying money with freedom, or you want to enjoy money running away. Because believe me, it will caught up with you wherever you go. One day it will hunt you down. So that karma will come back to you.
Okay, there's another question there. Can you see it? Just
Yes.
trying to. Um, I don't know what happened to Tando. She's in demand here.
Okay.
Are you able to answer that, or must I read it?
Can you read it out for me quickly?
Can gender exclusion or inequality ever be eradicated in the workplace in this fast modern day and age that is ruled by greed, lust to be at the top, and hunger for power driven by money?
It will take time if you've got the right implemented of people with the mindset. But if you've got the people that who are just having hunger for money and power, it will never. We'll still continue singing the very same song, gender based and what at work environment. It will always give us this problem that we're gonna have. But until we find the genuine people that are up there who just want to make money with people, not just to use the gender or to use their own what needs, we will find changes.
Oh, Askisi,
All right.
my plugs Monku for some reason decided to not work. Corruption question.
Yo,
Love it.
and I'm just like, oh, Tando re dochi tse ka di bolelela, o itse keng?
Ke question ya corruption. Di botsisa dilo tse snacks.
And then I get gore ish setse ke lebetse Troy, what did I asked about Tando, I asked Troy about why do you think women are not in these business networks that will help them grow? In most cases, they are it's just male dominated in that aspect. Why do you think that we are not part of those circles? Why do these men ba re kwalla ka ntle?
More than anything, from my own analysis, which I barking, I'm yet to be proven wrong. I will still say to live in it. Men are loyal to each other. Not all the time, but men are loyal to each other. Guys have this pact, yaban. Men trust each other. Men trust if I strike it and he is due to give me imali yami, uzongnikeza imali yami. Don't know. So they keep a very close what they give us or the excess that they give us. We will give you just enough for you to survive, but you can survive. Survive until I don't know if that makes any sense. So I think it's just that thing. You're good. This gender can throw you under the bus. You can go into a deal. Let's start singing tomorrow. You can go into a deal later and maybe maybe we get attracted to each other and then we get romantically involved. A deal so. And now the romantic side in limbo, which is bound to fumble the professional side as well, you know.
Yeah. I get you. Even it makes me think of akere gangata banks don't even give female entrepreneurs tšhelete because aba ba tshepe. You know, we can just decide go wait, go tlogela business
Yeah,
fela le fela. So nje are re tshepe we for nothing nje. We are just good for staying home, taking care of the family and whatnot.
but I don't think it's for nothing. I really think it's for nothing. It's been proven.
Hmm? What happened to Tando manje?
I think we lost Tando there for a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if possible we can continue with the questions that they're asking, because I just wanted to
Yeah.
answer everybody that's here and
That's it.
aligning the question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me find another one.
the question was, I think it was about
Okay.
there's a first one of being a mom.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to get questions in gore Luena, they want you to answer. Okay, labo. Okay,
Okay.
e leng gore ba di posa ko wena then. Okay. Favors have seemed to be a normalized form of currency for trade and exchange in our modern time. Mr. Troy and Miss Tando, would you say you have asked for a favor before as it worked for you?
Um, I'll tell you, when it comes to favors, you gotta be careful of the favors that you ask for or that you're going to deals with, because
Mm,
uyakwazi ukuyibopha ngenxa yokuthi wenza favor, uyakwazi ukuthi uyifake weni just because you weren't doing somebody a favor.
mm,
I- yes, lately it's sort of a way of exchanging in terms of growing your business and all that when I'm a favor, but be
mhm.
careful of the favors that you do. Kakhulu nkosi yami, lapho I would really like ukuthi the upcoming generation, ama-favor enwenzayo or the favors that you're gonna do for people, please by all means think about what they will do in a long term. Don't just think about the short term period, yama favor. It will damage you. It will
All
damage your
right.
business. Your business will, you'll have a business that's being alive just because of favors. And when you only think that you'll do is just because your business you build it on favors, you're now starting accepting the mindset of having favors in everything that you do.
Eh,
Banele, Kajeni, ake ngibeke kanje mfowethu, sisi or mfowethu, uma ngabe sikhuluma kule chat lena, siyaye sithi hlephe hlephe elimini likaGeorge ngoba sifuna ukuthi wonke umuntu ola asizwe or sikwazi ukucommunicate naye. But uma ngabe ufuna ngiyibeke ngesintu, ngisengayibeka ngasesintu kanya kwethu.
okay. Akautlwa next. Tando. There's a
Yes,
question
Mo.
here. Yeah, there's a question here. Akiti for ne?
I
So,
can see it.
yeah. So can you answer there?
Seem to have been what? Okay, let me start. Favors have
Yeah.
seemed to be normalized for trade and exchange in our modern time. Mr. Troy and Ms. Tando, would you say you favors before and has it worked for you? I'm going to answer this if we can. Mo,
Yeah.
if your mother, she has been an actress for a good 20 years and you want but again, you want a presenting job and your mother maybe tshwantse o fitlhe nako mang for the audition and whatnot. We are human, and I think there's other things that we have access to or other abangasiza ukuyenza izinto. I'm not saying ukuthi asibhadalane or ama-brown envelope, but you can, I would tell you the favor, maybe wanting to know if or mangabe I'm really in the dog and I'm not like nai, and I can find my way to drag it a little bit longer. Anytime that I think I'm a favor, come in as a problem is when on a job that they don't qualify for, number one, and they don't deliver. But your favor leyo is the favor that engafunakali. But you know, okhuluma French, and I meet this this job opportunity, but they need me to know a bit of French. Would I not go teach me the basics? As anyone would. So, and to be on the real. And I would never. But in all honesty, faga intene mnyama orebu mnyama norem kotina bon gutin zowela la mara Caesar.
Yeah.
And that's my honest answer.
There's too many temptations. So, ask Tando how it is like being a female entrepreneur in her field.
I'm enjoying it so much. It's a bit of a challenge, but yes, it's so much more. Maybe back then, but manje, it's not as bad as it used to. Men respect us more. We are more accommodated. We are more. They want to hear what you have to say. Ukonu bita 20 men, like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you hold a meeting, and they all will say, "Hey, party, what, you know?" And they are good. Now we are was them seven or wins. Not good uzelapo manicure and but you have absolutely no idea what you are doing, you know. So where credit is due. Maui was umsebenzi wakho and behave like an ahead or a bimbo uphiwe umsebenzi because and then who expect ukuthi people must fall at your feet. This was cut utshela civil technicians, you are telling this one indaba zabo, but you have no idea what you are talking about, and then you come back and you say, "No, sister, even me, I wouldn't take you serious."
Yeah. So conditions have really changed to accommodate females.
They've
right
changed.
now.
I mean, I would say they've changed. They have.
And then, does your field favor you when it comes to getting deals? Because ungumuntu wesifazane. Yo, guys, nakizukwazi Zulu.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. I think before ngizokhatheka off, men trust have each other's backs. You can be the prettiest looking woman in the world and here or there or have an advantage. But when it comes to business and money, men trust ukuthi umuntu wesilisa ngeke angibhayizise. Mara uthando unephi and uthando anganginokha or angangibhayizisa or angayenzani. So maybe here you find ukuthi she's a pretty girl, she might, but men trust men. That's why it's a men's world. Men trust men and guys men bayathembana ukuthi mangithe siyasebenza isizane yakho ngizane yami siyasipusha or siyenzani we deliver. They trust that we're going to do that as men. In most cases they don't even have to have legal documents, the gentleman's agreement, which is just a voice to say, okay, sharp, Troy, senza kanje siyasebenza, and that's it. Whereas uthando, on the other hand, uthola ukuthi uthando, next thing uzokutshela ukuthi, hey, I can't make it, umntwana uyagula, which are some of the challenges that men, umntwana uyagula, I can't come to site. Omunye, hey, oh my God, lana kumdaga, angeke ngikhona ukungena lana, yabona.
Yeah.
But we still want to be treated a certain way. And it doesn't work like can and can't do. And and physically as well. That's one thing ekumele si-admit look, corner certain aspects of business, especially physically speaking, abantu besilisa that I can. I'll tell you with my projects, mostly I employ abantu besilisa, right? Bagibela izinto, bakuka izinto, bagarhaza amafu, bayenzani, bakuka heavy things. And then I employ Umo because Umo uthi to a man, she can do what a man does. But then do you know what Mo does? Makafika esayitini, Umo Troy esayitini and expects to get paid the same amount uTroy ayiholayo. But Mo let amasimenda ayi-10. Umo uthi kuTroy this. Yeah, one. So and because we want to make money.
Yeah. Tando, you're gonna be cut off, ne?
No. It was nearly that time.
Yeah, because like there are so many questions. So I don't know, guys, do you have time? Because I know you've got obligations.
I have 30 minutes, yeah.
30 minutes. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Tando, you answer this one and then Troy chance, ne? Tando and Troy, why is it important to take gender concerns into account in programs, design, and implementation?
Why is it important to take gender concerns into account in program what?
Program design and implementation.
I'm gonna talk about physical strength. I'm gonna talk about let's just base it on that for argument's sake. There's things that men can do that women can't. We are not all castas menyas. And in Kasiri, because job, get on the same training department as just because gender equality balance the scale. When implementing and programming, or setting the program for implementation, you need to take such things into account. Last year, 25 let's reach physically can Mo do it? No, Mo can't. And I found that women in most cases managerial positions make her got a tendency when we are in power. And as much as people think men don't, when you are a manager, or let's say you are the site manager, obvious. Rather, I would say if ukona umuntu wesifazane that give them the job, and also ukuthi sibe nathi nawo lawo ma position lawo, but physically man khona izinto ezinye sikhe to admit it or not.
Yeah.
So when program you consider such things and you take such things into account, and as you get situations whereby you are asked in an interview, do you have children? But how old are they? This is now the programming and implementation. Okay, that are under 4. The chances of these kids getting sick, those are the things people take into account when they are hiring. Okay, that's why an advantage, because we are figure, okay, yeah, I'm married, I've got 3 kids, and then chances are so who gets the job between and Troy gets it most of the time, which is another inequality.
Yeah. Thank you, Tando. Troy, you up next.
Okay. I'll cut it shortly and straight to the point so that you can accommodate other questions. Trust is one of the important things. Liability is one of the important things. before you give somebody the part, you gotta know that they've got a strength. You gotta trust them that they will deliver. If Tando, I know Tando how she punctually works, how if Tando is good about service delivery, if Tando can go an extremely point where she was supposed to deliver goods, and when she's disappointed by the logistic part, Tando, if Tando is capable of taking her own private car and go hire a trailer just to go and satisfy a client, if I've seen Tando doing that, I'm able to take to consider Tando when it comes to a certain development. If she has showed me that, if I'm having for an example, Stelo, always being the last minute person, playing with the high risk but being able to deliver, I might take those chances. But also I must consider which for future I can't keep running like that to say for me to deliver, mele ngize ngimfonele, threaten phone and all that. No. So one of the other things is to trust the other person and is to learn about the other person, ama weaknesses and ama strong points abo. I don't know
Okay.
if I've answered the question.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. So, Tando, um, what are the various problems faced by a female entrepreneur?
I think we've answered that one earlier when we started.
Yeah, I think
But
people are coming in now. So,
a bit on that one. I will say one of the biggest ones as a female is that you see, stand ukuba bahle. Me, I know I'm a girl in a very, very manly world and industry, but when I show up, I want to look good, and you find some men are attracted, and how do I keep it professional? Ninga ngingamzwisi ubuhlungu, but ngimphendule in such a respectful way. After turning him down, we are still able to work together. Yeah, but I think one of the biggest challenges that we face on a daily, hey, here's this man, he's so powerful in that way, and you must turn him down gently, so with your words and your actions, so that it doesn't jeopardize whatever it is that you are trying to do.
okay. So I think Troy did answer that question. I don't know, Tando, if you want to answer it, you will let me know.
Effie.
Air.
Oh, the
One good.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. Can gender exclusion or inequality can ever be eradicated in the workplace? And modern day and uh, age that is ruled by greed, lust, or sezilithi ke nke sa tlhole ke bona yaanong wa bona ge so
Eradicated. Um, not entirely. Not entirely. I doubt. Not entirely. We are still going to have this problem for the longest of time. For as long as there is a supply for a demand, as long as there's a demand, the supply will always be there. As long as there's a man that can say, ngifuna ukulala noma ukuthi ngimnikeze umsebenzi ukuthi ayopenda a certain school, that behavior will be ongoing. As long as there's a mode that thinks ukuthi yenza ama road markings, I need to sleep no Troy, it leaves it open as well. We understand. So because there's genuinely there's a supply and there's a demand, therefore there's a supply. I'll cut it from both sides and say, me now, I'm not willing to cross the line, and not the other person the line. Then gay, we we are one step closer to that. No.
Okay. Tando, as much as women sexualize the atmosphere to better their chances, with all honesty, have you ever went over the line to secure the bag in your entrepreneurial life?
No, not
All right.
romantic.
Okay.
Yes. Romantically, definitely all day, every day. But
Okay. So, okay, this question is posed to you and Troy. Tando and Troy, how did you persevere through the tough times? More for you, Tando, as a mom.
yo, can I be honest to you? Going into business, and when I started my business, very thing, I had no money, but we never went to bed hungry. But I was not financially stable. Unfortunately, I've got very supportive parents, so they had always been there. I haven't gone into business and started working. The one advantage that I have always had is that as a mom, being in a relationship helped, because even now your income at some point these are bigger assista, or that would step up, you know. I need to know, I stood at the robot and sold tomatoes. No, I didn't. The partner I at that time, when I was going through difficulties in terms of looking after me and the child, when things were not so personally I was okay, but professionally I was.
Okay. All right. Troy, you up next. Oh, ke gone ke bona the questions tsa selo. Bana. Okay, Troy. Troy.
Okay. Let me put it this. I also got family. Most of the times when you are becoming an entrepreneur, you need to know one thing only. You're not gonna be there 100% for everybody. You're not gonna be there 100% with everything, but spiritually you are there, and with everything that you do, again, you're doing it for them. You're not doing it for you, you're doing it for them. So that's the reason why, when it comes to the point of you being able to handle the family part and business, it's so much important that yes, you can push with work and everything, but just know that you also got family, the same family that you're working for. You need to have a little bit of time and giving them the the time that they need with you. Okay.
Troy.
I want to get into the
What?
questions that are aligned to me, so that when the
Yeah.
time
So
hits,
when I
because
put
we've got limited time now.
yeah. So Troy, what
Okay,
is your take on in hiring family and friends?
I'll say this with 100%. According to my experience, correct me if I'm wrong, but with my experience, what I've had, please do not hire a family member. Family, no. Hire a stranger where you'll be able, when they done wrong, you're able to discipline them. You're able ukuthi fok emntwini wanangizani. Ngeke umtshele umalume wakho ukuthi fok malume, you've messed up lana nanani. It's hard. But umalume again will use that advantage ukuthi umshana uthando mange ngathi nje bengilede emsebenzini uzo understand ukuthi kwamamncane bekunomsebenzi, or kwabani bani bengenza ukuthi. But a total stranger, no. Again, when it comes to friends on hiring, choose the wise friends. There are friends who are becoming like brothers to you. You need to align them where you can work with them business wise. You can only hire friends who have business minded like you, or somebody that's got better qualities than you. That's when you can hire them. I will be happy to hire somebody that's got more knowledge than me into growing my own business. That's because of what? Where I'm lacking, that person is going to be able to push the business to the other level on being a good sector on the asset, or being a good asset in a company.
All right.
Okay.
And then
Another
Troy,
question.
how long did it take for your business to break even, and what kept you going while you were pushing?
Oh, um, it took me some years. I don't want to lie to you. It took me some years. Um, One of the things that kept me pushing was because I know I want to fulfill my dream one day. I never forget about my dream. In whatever I did, I never wanted to forget about my dream in what I'm pursuing. I can be as much as thinking about working for somebody else and all that, but me pursuing to my dreams, that's one of the things that kept me consistent about it. I remember there was a time when I saw a post. The last time I stopped going to an interview, I saw a post and I said, "Let me go for the interview." When I got to the interview, the after the interview, they told me, "We're not hiring on somebody on with your with such of your skills in our field because
Mm.
you are capable of um, managing the whole sector, and we only wanted one person that's gonna be doing this."
All right.
That's what discouraged me in going to that being an interview.
Okay, let me we'll
Another one,
well
discipline and money.
mhm.
Okay. Um, Discipline. It comes when you have to make a choice whether you want it or you need it. You have to understand between the two. Is it a need or is something that you want? That you can always get it in a later stage, or something that you definitely need right now. So understand the two difference of disciplining your finances when it comes to that. So once you become an entrepreneur, you need to have the mindset to say you don't use money just because you want to buy something. You use money because you need to. You don't just buy anytime. That's one of the things that discipline that has helped me about it.
Okay,
What's the other?
Troy, didi ngata dipotsa guys. Yo, bali busa mona. Yo. Okay, there's another one. Tando and Troy, what um three most important habits to being a successful entrepreneur? Ivan. Okay, Tando, you can take it away. I don't know what happened to Troy.
Please repeat the question.
What are the three most important habits to being a successful entrepreneur?
No. I would say financial discipline, guys, and that this is not, as is your business. There's a difference between your money and business money. So giving yourself a salary and saying, "Good, okay, I earn 15,000 rand a month. My parents are just like anybody else." So for me now, yeah, discipline, your financial discipline is a big one. Your financial discipline, and knowing Gucci, saving for, rather save for rainy days. You are still able to pay your employees, and wena usokole ra ukuthi ama employees wakho angaholi because imali ayikho yet, and it's a mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. Thousand salary, salaries wakhe kuyi 85,000 bese athi to pay salaries mina ngizodlani yabona. But remember, these 20 people, the ones that are generating imali, and they are not working for you because they like you, or they're working for you because they are here to make money and they want money. So give them that one thing about, which is money. And then when you'll see to finish.
And then, why do you think female workers are important to the informal sector of our economy?
Me or Troy?
You.
Why do I think female workers are important to the of our economy? They are extremely important. Because I won't say equally. Sometimes they bring more than abantu besilisa. Sometimes they are equally qualified. So it's not a matter of particularly what you are female when you deserve a better chance. Just as a human being, everyone deserves to be given a fair. Now, I think why we might sometimes focus on women and say yes, women were disadvantaged for the longest of time, but if it weren't for that, then we could say in the workplace is as relevant as workplace. There's absolutely nothing special about women. There's absolutely nothing special about men. You bring what you, and then we see it's not like having a company make more money or a process run faster or in it. No, it's
Okay, Troy. They asked about what are the 3 important habits of becoming a successful entrepreneur.
The 3 successful habits that you must have.
The 3 most
the most important habits of being successful as an entrepreneur. One, you gotta stop being an outgoing person. Only use your time to what's gonna benefit you financially. So part of it is timing, using your time wisely. That's one.
Troy,
Two, you having to read about people who've made it successfully, or understanding people who made, like, more, surround yourself with people who've made it, or people who are making it, or people who want people to make it around. You see, right now, we can go have dinner with Tando and have whoever we want there. But what's the most important thing that we generally want to gain after that meeting? Is for us to have wealthy and success in our business. So if something that doesn't align with that, cut it off or limit yourself.
Anna,
You don't have to cut it off, but limit yourself from doing such. Do something that will benefit you. The last one, hey, this one might hurt a bit, but you need to be able to do it. Find yourself in one place where the most important thing that you can do is go through your phone, see your phone, the contacts you have on your phone. Start by cutting the ones that are not making sense. Somebody that you haven't spoken in 6 months, cut them off.
Yeah.
2, make it a point that you surround yourself in your phone with people who's striving to push your business on a different level, or people who are there to make your business grow. So that you won't have a problem when answering your phone. You know, when you're answering your phone, it's all about something that motivates you to go further with life or with your business, something that will build you success in your business. So you can do whatever you want to do in whatever you want to build, but make it about the little things that you surround yourself with are the most positive things that you want to become. If you want something successful, you get an X being successful. I can't go to a meeting in Sentin ngigcoke i-short pen, ngigcoke amachapha imbadada, just ukuthi ngifike lapho ukuthi ngiyobonisa ukuthi ngize emeetingini or ngidla imali. No, I rather wear a red bottom njengoThando, showing ukuthi I'm dressed for the occasion. You building that mindset ukuthi wena self, you building yourself, ukutshentsha kuba leyo nto. Represent yourself. You see, as much as a business yakho you want it to represent you, you also have to represent yourself. Asithi ningagcoki those things. Once you've made it, yes, it's because it makes you feel good. Happy one other thing, you've worked hard for it. Now it's time for you to show what you're working hard for. If uzothi ngizohlala ngigqoke i-stone harbor for impilo yami yonke, but you were able to afford something that will motivate you inside or in your heart to be successful, then what's the use of you striving to be a successful entrepreneur while you don't want to travel the world? When you just want to have money,
can I come in there, Troy?
Yeah,
Troy, I beg to differ. I agree with the spoil yourself, do whatever makes you happy, but I beg to differ in terms of cutting people off that maybe you haven't spoken to in 6 months or a year or whatnot. Think as people, more especially as Black people, man, and maybe you are the toxic one. Whoever cut off, maybe not because I'm focusing on business, but because I'm so in my business that I am now starting to undermine and underestimate the value. Mina personally, I believe ukuthi need labo bantu labo to keep us grounded. I can't sit ngabo makarapa the whole day. Mangiphuma lapho ngene at a boardroom, fight. Mangiceda la thathi phone, scroll. When I scroll, I bump into Troy and we are talking figures and numbers and this act that is affecting this and this and that. Mina personally, I feel ukuthi to pick up the phone and say, hey Mo, how are you? How have you been? Something that look in there in terms of business. Maruto ukuthi Umo doesn't really care about this Tando in the world. The managing director, the red bottom genuinely loves and cares about Utando for Utando, and also just in on this particular one, Uguti Mina, I feel Uguti will keep us grounded. Yeah, what about once but or successful nyana, they start throwing their weight around, and that never in Mara. There's always that one person also tell screw you and your money, and me now growing up or maturing to the age I'm 34 years old, being at the end, I'm a friendship saying engagement. kuwo angifuni ama-friendships texting to a point yokuthi masingafonelanga in 2 months uyangikwatela. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's not me, but we are just not on that level. You communicate. I can't delete your nakhulumi ngomsebenzi and benefit. Not everyone in our lives is here to imali or to make us money, you know. Some people are just there just to be present in our lives consistently. So, and as much as we might overlook or what it brings or what it contributes, maybe talking to me after 6 months, anything that has to do with business, kusasa ungavuka feel better and making better decisions for don't cut off because I contribute nothing to your business.
Ngibeke lana mhlambe I didn't elaborate ngayo in a way sisine ongixolele kuleyo ndawo. What I meant to say, the people that you need to cut are those toxic people in your life that do not want you to succeed. Yabona njengamanje mina I'm still able ukuthi ngiyohlala eKasi ngifike ngihlale namaGrootmane or I've still got people that engithi mangisuka ngifike ngihlale nabo siyodla inhloko hlale phansi without being putting myself kwenye indawo, and ngiyakwazi ukuthi mangihleli nabo ngikhulume the same language esixoxa ngayo, nabangibuza ama-advice ngibaphendule nami ngibuza ama-advice ukuthi guys ake ngibuze njengempilo noma ngendlela eningibone ngayo ngikhulele phambi kwenu, yini niyibona kuyishintsho olwakhayo for ikusasa or ushintsho engizama ukulenza elingaba isibonelo esihle emphakathini? Nangabe khona la ngibheda khona, let me know, tell me I'm fucking up, then I'll understand ukuthi 1 2 3 I need to raise socks, 1 2 3 I need to stop living lempilo engikhohlisa ukuthi nami ngumuntu. One thing that I will never forget, ngumuntu ngila ngikhona because of umuntu. Angeke ngibe lena because ngithi ngizibeke lapha, cha, ngilapha engikhona because of umuntu. Kunabantu abangimotivatile ngikhula kumanje, they've pushed me, abazibona ukuthi bangiphusha, but they've pushed me internally. Ngabona kubo ukuthi ngifuna ukuba nje empilweni and ngikhula ngileyo nto to a part ukuthi for an example ngaphiwa amasimu induna yangasekhaya. I had benginawo amasimu, but induna yangasekhaya yathi maseyishiya isikhulile yathi ke ngithathe namasimu ayo. Ngilana yathi ngithatha amasimu ami usemakhaya. Yayiyeka abantu esikhule nabo, insizwa nabo sisi esikhule nabo esigodini sangakithi ukuthi ngabe inika bona. Ngazibuza ukuthi why would he choose me, mina ngibe ngiphila lempilo engiphilayo, because much of the things I don't think I deserve. But there's one thing that he said to me, uphume la waba isibonelo sokuthi anything can happen empilweni, even the little thing that you think that cannot happen izoba ishintsho. Nobody dream that you're going to become wherever you are right now la kithi. Nobody dream ukuthi we can also produce imbewu enjena kulesigodi sakithi. And I knew exactly again ukuthi mangishiya lento kuwe, wherever you are, but you're going to find time, you're going to find it a way ukuthi uyi-reproduce lento le legacy engishiyile, uyishiyele abanye abantu, and you'll do it on a higher levels, wenzela abanye abantu without expecting them to give you money or without expecting anything in return, just because of inhliziyo yakho iyona engenze ukuthi ngichoose kuze ube yilento yiyona. So bengifuna ukuthi ngiqondise lapho sisukuthi bengakayichazisanga kahle. Mostly what I meant, the toxic people empilweni. And yabona, there's one thing that I've learned a lot. The friends we keep are the most dangerous weapon and the most successful things we can have empilweni. Either they will be successful empilweni yakho, or they will be the dangerous weapon ever. You need to align the two and understand them. Yabona mina, I prefer umngani. That's why now I ended up I think enginabo mina abandluli ku4 and ibona obhuti engathi mangabe ngisenkingeni ngiyakwazi bafonela nabo bayakwazi ukungifonela. That's because of what? They're able to tell me when I'm doing wrong. Ake ngithi for example ngihambile siphumile siyawalka singamajita or sidla inyama kopuphi. Ngibona umuntu wesimame odlulayo nanani or sengiyakhomenta nanani. If they are able to tell me ukuthi hey unomama endlini, hey unomuntu wakho kanje, right there on the spot ukuthi focus. Somebody that's able to tell ukuthi you are doing wrong angakuncengi just ukuthi athenge favor kuwe or athenge that happiness ozokwazi ukunika yona a friendship akusiyona umngani loyo. Umngani yilo ozokwazi ukuthi ekutshele ukuthi uyamosha, yekela, stop it right now, cancel, akuthuke or akudonse nangempama to bring you back ukuthi what you doing is wrong. That person are the people okwazi ukubakhipha empilweni yakho because of what? They know ukuthi once you mess up empilweni, it's hard for you to get back. Once you mess up lempilo okuyo, by you falling back to the steps, going back, it's going to be the hardest thing for you to climb back. So that's why
100%.
It's most important ukuthi labo bantu, keep them. I've got a friend engimbiza ubhuti. You'll be amazed. Angafika sikhuluma kanjena nanani, ne? Afike angitshele the way yena feel ngakhona. Angithuke if he has to, ne? But khona umuntu okuthuka out of love, ekubonisa, ekguide. I prefer that person other than having a person onangizanile ozofaker just ukuthi abe happy now at that moment of time.
Okay. Guys, you know
Just
we
saw
need
a
to
question
close.
pop up now.
Yeah.
Yebo.
So okay, guys, before we
Kakhulu.
close there, this was so awesome, ne? I want you guys to give us your parting thoughts, or if there's any other last question you wanna answer that you've seen that you're interested in, just let me know. But overall, the engagement was awesome. My guest speakers were amazing. I really appreciate you guys for coming through and honoring my invite.
What happened to Khadi?
Khadi ntwena hle, o sokodisitswe ke ntwena. Ke audio. So ke tla mo check-a gore o available neng gape, and then try host it again with the other guest speakers that I have in place for my next sessions. So guys, do you have any questions that you've seen that you feel like you want to answer before we close? Yeah, and share a thought.
I didn't. I kept not so. I didn't see much in terms of the questions. No, in terms of the questions, I didn't see much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So Tando, your parting thoughts, advice before we close.
Advice. Okay. I would. I think I've said most of what I think in terms of business. My parting thoughts would be to say Uguti as early as you possibly can. And one other thing, no one owes you anything. Entitlement. No one owes you anything to a point Uguti, not even your parents something. Not even the government owes you something. People, even in a relationship, your partner is looking out for themselves. So look out for yourself, what you need to get, before expecting it from somebody else. And my girls.
Tando ufrizitse. Ngara ka botsa
Can you do a screenshot? Can you do a screenshot so that when she comes back?
Try to see, let me. Okay, Troy, you share your parting thoughts and advice before we close. I'm sure you're not doing.
Okay. This might stink a bit. There are people who's gonna hate me for this, and there are people who's gonna like me for what I'm gonna say. Being honest, as I'm doing this, my parting thoughts. To every generation that's coming, to every little one that's got a business minded, to every little one or somebody that's want to change their family background and becoming something else different, empilweni. Stand up. You're on your own. Nobody's there for you but yourself. If you see your family background, ukuthi ingale ndlela engakhona, be the change. If you want them to be successful, to change everything, be the change. Let it start with you in everything that's going to be changing in your family. After all, whatever you do when you're becoming successful or building businesses is to enrich your family, because your family are going to be the one that's doing your legacy, even if when you are gone. See, right now, we're still thinking about Ntatema Ponya, even if it's gone. That's because of what? The legacy that he left behind. My parting words to the upcoming generation: we can all have fun. We can all learn by mistakes. We can all think we'll learn by start doing bad things, then later on becoming successful. It doesn't work that way. But it works with what you put into your mind. Grab positivity in everything that you do. Grab things that will build you in everything that you surround yourself with. Encourage yourself to be something that you more than that you are capable of. You are capable of having greater things in life, and it's up to you to be doing that. Again, to be a champion, you need to be acting differently. A champion, it's different from everything. A champion finds time when everybody doesn't find time. Ungajima nawo wonke umuntu, uhleke nawo wonke umuntu during the day, but when you go home, look on yourself. Look on what you want to build for yourself in order to become successful. So create that little extra hour each and every day that you sing about your dreams. Chase your dreams are the only thing that you are meant to be having empilweni that will grow you and grow your family. Family will love you whether you're poor or not. Some of them, the true family, will love you when you're poor. But the fake family, will hate you for your poorness. But it's up to you to become successful and be who you want to be. So whatever you do, change yourself in order to change the environment around you. I wish you nothing but the best from me.
Mo, I think you're mute.
We can't hear you, Mo.
Oh, I'm saying, Tando, you got cut off. So were you still continuing with your parting thoughts
Oh
and
yeah, no, but
advice?
I was just rounding it off. And the only thing, try your level best. Even if you miracle shop right, even if you tamati or in the basics. Once you can afford yourself, roll on it depends, you will see expecting you to sleep with them for is genuinely nothing. Umuntu esisusa ufuna ukulala nawe for real on never slap nama pets. Ungathi wena ngeke ngisebenze Shoprite ubani mina ngimuhle kanje I will never work at Shoprite. But you are willing ukuthi akhona ukuthengela i-roll on. So would you not rather usebenze Shoprite? And yeah, that's all I have to say, man. And in business, but also business is not meant for everyone. And I think that's one thing that we need to stress. And also foster way, but yeah, go to see pro register a company. See pro online. It's as easy as ABC for free food. But running that company, another story. Yeah, and also one last thing in closing. This is the last one. Abafazi, can you please stop playing victim? We go appropriately. We sexualize business deals, and then tomorrow, when you are sexualized and presented yourself, you come back and you cry wolf and you say, "Mina ngize lapha business plan advantage." But my sister, we ain't a business plan. What was your behavior? How did you carry yourself? You think your sexuality was going to work in your favor for you to be able to get what you wanted to get? Deal is sour. Troy is backing out. So Troy did exactly what you wanted him to do. And Troy sleep with you, throw you out tomorrow. So therefore, go around sleeping with people for remind.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
guys. This was awesome. This was awesome. I enjoyed the engagement. I personally always learn in this engagement, and I wish you guys more money, more success, and hopefully we will have another engagement with a bigger panel. That's what I'm planning. And hopefully you have time to come through as well. And to the viewers, thank you for watching, taking the time to ask questions. It was such a pleasure. Guys.
Thank you so much for having me, Mo.
Thank you, Mo.
Troy, it's been
a pleasure. Thank you.
Ngiyabonga.